we call this the air band. And the air band is a boost-only shelf that adds a presence that we haven't been able to obtain otherwise. Through our gear, it's just something that it's been described as taking the blanket off the sound. And it adds that a fresh presence without being harsh. The EQ2, it's the little brother to the EQ4, and it's a 2-band equalizer. We have the same air band that we use in the EQ4 and the pre-Q4, but we've added an additional selection frequency at 15K, which we've found we go to often. It's kind of a sweet spot. It also has an LMF with both a broad bell curve and a tighter bell curve, and it has the same type of selector frequencies as you would see in the air band, but at lower frequencies. And then it has an input attenuator that allows you to take, for example, say you've got a track that you want to overdrive the input transformer, or the transformer on your mic preamp. Well, now with the EQ2, you can bring that back down, attenuate, and then EQ.
With the 15K that's now in with the EQ2, it's a wonderful spot. I know that on my 2-bus right now, it sets at 15K, and this is for final mixes at 15K, and I'm boosting down around 80, 90 hertz. Just boosting a bit down there, and those are some tips where you can start with.
Another tip as well with the pre-Q4 is with ribbon mics. Because of the air band, it does wonders for ribbon mics that naturally have a character to them already. This really opens up everything on a ribbon mic, and you have 65 dB of gain as well with the pre-Q4.
And when you add the air band to it and you put some air to it, you've lifted that from 65 to probably closer to 70 area. You can use 6 dB of air pretty handily, and you've changed that gain structure as well with that ribbon mic. So it definitely opens them up, and if it's a clean source, it's going to sound, you're going to hear that mic change. The other thing that happens with the mic pre or with any mic pre that you may be using with the EQ2 is now you can, with the air band that we have in our preamp, or with the EQ2, you can take what microphones you do have and actually open up the high end on some dynamic mics now that you haven't heard necessarily with those mics, without making it become hissy, where it just opens up that mic on the top end. So you take, maybe you have 15 mics, you may have just turned them into like 25 mics. Reed Shippen, who is an engineer that has reviewed the EQ2 and reviewed the EQ4 and pre-Q4, loves them on different things that he uses when he tracks and when he's mixing all of these units. One of the little tricks that I saw Reed show me was he'll take the bottom end where the sub is and where I think it's 40K, and he'll go hard one way and hard left and right with one or the other, and he says you want it either that way or you want it the opposite way for the bottom end. I mean, it's really cool what it does, because the one is subtracting from a certain area while the other one boosts, so it kind of
there's some compensation.
Yeah, it compensates between them, because it's always interacting the way this EQ is designed. Then when you flip it the other way, it changes, it moves that area where it changed, and so it's pretty cool to do that.